The David and Goliath showdowns are some of our favorite to produce. Less a competition of who can win outright, and more a balancing act between compromises and price. Juan Carlos Bagnell here for Pocket Now, and it's time to play. Here's our Note 8 versus OnePlus 5 comparison, brought to you by Dbrand. There's very little overlap. A consumer seriously shopping one of these phones is unlikely to be seriously considering the other. This is most apparent when considering design. Samsung pushing one of the most progressive aesthetics of the year against the OnePlus, which feels like a derivative play against Apple's last iPhone. The OnePlus 5 is practical, functional, easy to hold, but it lacks a certain charm. Samsung wins this round, but it's not a clear-cut victory. For the Note's focus on productivity, slippery glass isn't necessarily the best material to flaunt, and we miss the days of companies experimenting with other materials to denote quality. The race gets a lot hotter looking under the hood, where these two share quite a few tech bits. We've come to expect the top Snapdragon chipset, and OnePlus was aggressive in pushing phones with more RAM. Though the Note simply has more of everything. Big storage? Well, how about big storage plus the ability to add more? Scan a fingerprint? Or scan a fingerprint and add the ability to scan your iris. And of course, we have the S Pen, a wholly unique method of operating a mobile device. It's a juggernaut of features. How many of those features you might use is part of the game. There's always one thing on a Samsung phone that a user will eventually rely on and miss if they leave for another manufacturer. But that often leaves a number of other features out in the cold. The OnePlus mission is to run lean and mean, like comparing displays. The OnePlus 5 ships with a 1080p OLED, but that shouldn't really be a deal breaker. It covers your main use just fine. And even Samsung now ships phones running their displays under max resolution. Just the basics, but the best pieces they can acquire to cover those basics. And that's easy to see when looking at software. The Note comprises 3 different usage modes: Android-like normal navigation, Samsung's take on one-thumb shortcuts, and a whole separate interface for the stylus. There are numerous services running at any given time, and this is a fair bit removed from what Android really is. The OnePlus 5 isn't as exciting out of the box. It's a cleaner canvas to start with, closer to stock Android, and with this hardware, generally feels snappier. It's less weighed down, more responsive. It's not to say the OnePlus can't score an outright victory. Speaker performance is fairly evenly matched for mono output. The Note headphone playback is greatly improved over last year, but the OnePlus 5 still manages a win for including a more powerful amp. Camera tech flips us right back, however. If you're going to spend more on a phone, one area consumers will want to see a tangible improvement is photography. Faster focusing, better image stabilization, and crowd-pleasing processing. The OnePlus 5 is no slouch, but the Note 5 represents the best implementation of a zoom dual sensor we've yet seen. Where the OnePlus added software stabilization for video, the Note's hardware stabilization retains better image quality without cropping. The OnePlus 5 is good, very good in most situations. It's just facing one of the best cameras of the year. Lastly, cool features and screaming performance won't mean much if your battery can't hang, and it's here where the OnePlus manages another important victory, just edging out the Note 8 in our streaming media test. Both phones will handily last you the day, but with the same battery capacity, under similar use, the OnePlus will give you more room getting into the evening. So, let's wrap this up. Where's that leave us between the OnePlus 5 and the Galaxy Note 8? It's easy to declare the Note 8 the better phone, because it is. For pretty much every bullet point we can compare, the Note 8 offers a better solution. But is the Note really twice as good as the OnePlus 5? Because depending on where you buy the Note, for the same price, you can just about buy 2 OnePlus 5s. Obviously, as mentioned at the top of this video, if you're seriously shopping one of these phones, you're unlikely to be considering the other. Worth itness is a relative metric, a personal decision made by each consumer. Objectively, though, the upper tier of the premium market is getting a bit rough, and mid-rangers have never been better. Regardless of the price, you depend on your phone to make it through the day. Doesn't it deserve some protection? Shouldn't it fit your sense of style? Dbrand has a collection of skins in different colors and textures to prevent fingerprint smudges and add a bit of grip. Check out dbrand.com/note8 or hit the link in the description of this video to customize your gear. As always, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more Note 8 coverage and help us out with a share on your favorite social networks. For Pocketnow, I'm Juan Carlos Bagnell, some gadget guy on Twitter and Instagram, and I will catch you all on the next video.